Hello, MayoGuide collaborators. I'm pleased to meet you from the John Walton Center at Newcastle University. In this video, I'm gonna quickly show you how to anonymize and upload MRIs to the MayoShare platform. Firstly, I'm gonna show you an example of a DCOM folder for those that are not very familiar with them. It usually consists of a master folder, a set of subfolders, usually many more than these three. I just removed all the non-necessary ones for this video, and inside of these subfolders we will find a lot of DCOM files. If I open them, in my case I'm using Mango software, but you might have any other one. I just want to show you all the hidden metadata within the images. So this is an example of the files. If I go here to image info, I will see the name of the patient, that in this case, and do not disclose any patient information, I have renamed the generic name like John Smith, the date when the image was taken, and here type in patient. I can see again the name, the patient ID, the birth date, sex, age, weight. Sometimes we even find the patient address and many other information that we do not want. That's why we are gonna anonymize it. I'm gonna show you how to use this free software called CareDCOM Anonymizer, but again you might have any other, and sometimes you don't even need it because within the institutions you will have systems like PACS that allows you to download the MRIs already anonymized. In our case, when we download MRIs from our trust, I have found a lot of hidden information that it wasn't properly anonymized. That's why I prefer to anonymize them myself, and I also recommend it because it's usually quicker than using the anonymizer embedded on the MayoShare platform. It's asking me first, where are my DCOMs, or in a CD or in my computer. In my case, I have them in my computer, in the desktop, in this folder that I created, and here the patient. Actually, I wanted to explain you other thing. Something that this software doesn't do is anonymizing the name of the folder. So I will have to rename it myself because in this case contains the patient name. So I will just call it patient 1. You might have a local identifier, or you might have renamed all the folders with any type of code. So use something that helps you to keep track, because we are receiving pseudonymized information, but we might want to in the future come back and find a specific patient, and this ID is the one that you are going to use to find it. So I come back again on my computer, and this folder that I just renamed right now, patient 1, it doesn't take long. I just have one folder, and that's why I just have one thumbnail. But if in this folder that I created, I had many other patients, like patient 1, patient 2, patient 3, they would all appear here. I have tested this software up to 50 MRIs, 50 folders, and it worked. Instead of taking a minute, it will take maybe half an hour or 1 hour, but you just can go have lunch, come back, and you will have them all anonymized. So as far as I know, it doesn't have a limit. In this case, I just have one, and I will save it to my computer. Here you can rename the patient information. You can leave it blank, or you can write anonymized, something that you wish, anonymized birth date as well. And here we are collecting the age, the year of birth. Clicking here in anonymize and save, it's gonna ask me where I want to save this anonymized folder. For that, I need to come back, create a new folder that I will call, in this case, patient 1 anonymized, to avoid confusion. And again, I come to anonymize and save, and I will select this folder that I just created. Click OK. It shouldn't take long, and that's it. Here I just get a report that is telling me that there has been 0 errors. I just can close it now, and if I come back to the same MRI but anonymized, I will show you how it has been anonymized indeed. We have the same image as before from the thighs. Image info. Here I can see that it has been replaced for what I typed before. And again, if I come to patient, I can check that it has been anonymized. And now we are almost ready to upload the folders to the platform. We need to compress them into zip. So here I'm using this software that it came with my computer already that is called 7zip. You might have any other one. If not, you can download this one, which is free. And I just say add to patient anonymized zip. And this is the folder that I'm gonna upload. This is MyoShare. You should have already your own credentials to log in. If you don't, please get in touch and we will request an account for you. And this platform is very easy and friendly to use. Here in this tab, My Patients, you will find all the patients that you will upload. You might have 0 at the moment, but here is where they will appear. Patients are with me. You might have 0 as well if no one has shared anything with you. And the difference between these two tabs is just that anything that I upload here, it won't have this icon. It will just get it once I share it. I can upload things, but until I share them with a specific person, they won't be shared with anyone. So they will appear here after I have shared them. It will make more sense after I create the first patient. Here is where we are gonna leave our local ID of the patient or any ID that you have given to this patient. We can assign a gender. By protocol, we cannot collect the date of birth. We are just collecting sex, age, and diagnosis. So we ask you to please leave this blank. And if you are so kind, you could create an Excel file with the list of the patients with the IDs, other ID that is going to be created now in the MyoShare platform, the gender, the diagnosis, and the age, not the date of birth. And if you could share that with us, making sure that it doesn't contain any patient information, we would be very grateful. We don't really care about the diagnosis and other information here. You can just leave everything blank. What we just ask you here is to specify the gene of the patient. If you type, for example, if I want a titin, I can just type the name of the abbreviation and I will come here. There will be some diseases that you might struggle to find, and sometimes instead of an abbreviation, it will be this with the whole name, like this one, inclusion body myositis. I just have to click on add patient to MyoShare now. It will automatically scroll down to the last patient that I have created, as you see. And that's what I meant before. Because I haven't shared it with anyone yet, it won't have this logo as the other ones here. So I click on it now, and it's time to add the study. Here this is not relevant. If you don't know if you are uploading a T1 or a Dixon, you can just leave it blank or just click T1. But in general, for this study, we are just collecting T1s and Dixons, so it should be any of these two. But in many cases, you will find that your DCOM folder contains all these ones, so you just can click any, it doesn't really matter. And then, as I mentioned before, MyoShare has its own anonymizer, which I don't really recommend, because if you have anonymized already your folder and then it receives a second anonymization, it's gonna break the images. So if you are sure that you have properly anonymized your MRs, you can just disable it. I'm just gonna leave it activated to show you how it would work. I'm just gonna find my patient. As I mentioned, it needs to be the compressed one in zip, and it shouldn't take long. Once it reaches the 100%, it would be ready if I wouldn't have clicked on anonymizing. Now it's gonna anonymize it. It shouldn't take long either. And while it loads, I need to share it. In this project, we at least ask you to share it with Professor Jordi Diaz Manera. You could share it with the rest of the team as well. If you don't have time, since you're gonna be uploading many MRIs, at least if you share it with Jordi, that should be enough. The actual expiry date of the project is the 31st of December 2025. If you have an ethics approval, you might only be able to share it until this date. Anyway, once we have analyzed the image, we are gonna delete it. You are the owners actually, and you can delete it whenever you want. But if you don't have any requirements, since we get large volumes of MRIs and we need some time to analyze them, it's preferable for us that you click on Does Not Expire. And here you have another option that you can allow Jordi and Jose in this case to download the MRIs. Sometimes you will have an ethics approval that won't allow you to share it with Jordi and allow him to download it. If you can, we appreciate it, but it's not needed. I click OK. Now it's shared with them until the date that I specified, and here is my MRI already uploaded. I'm gonna check that is working properly. Here's our image. And what I wanted to show you as well, if your MRI is not properly anonymized, the patient name and other information, it will be displayed here in this corner, because our MRI is well anonymized. Here is blank. So please make sure, at least with a couple of your MRIs, that they don't contain any information here. And you don't have to worry about this panel on the right, because here is where we will do the laminin mercury scores, a quantitative value to the muscles, but you don't have to. Now that the uploading is complete, just come back. Here, if I did any mistake, I can always edit it. Let's say I want to change the gender or the disease, and it will be edited. Here at the top right corner, you will find this ID that my user has assigned to each patient. You will find it as well if I come back to the list of my patients. It's this column here, all these IDs. Our last MRI will be always the one at the very bottom. These are the IDs that we kindly request you to share with us in an Excel, along with the sex, age, and diagnosis. And that should be everything. Thank you so much for the job that you are doing. We really appreciate it. And I just wish you a lovely day. Bye.